Good afternoon, Maria. How are you today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. It's a pleasure to have you here today and to talk about a little bit about our partnership that we just recently started, and also dive a little bit into how we use our apps. But before we do that, may I ask you for a quick introduction, what you do, and a little bit background on your company?
Of course, thank you very much for having me today. My name is Maria Luisa. I'm Chief Operating Officer at DG Prolink. And DG Prolink is Atlassian Silver Solution Partner based in Italy. And we're coming from a very strong HR management and business consulting background. We specialize in implementing and customizing different solutions for different type of clients, different type of teams, and different type of processes. So we combine our deep knowledge of process and project management with the agile frameworks, ITSM framework, and innovative business processes, let's say.
Oh, that's very interesting, and that's actually a perfect bridge into what I'd like to know about a little bit more, which is the use cases actually. What uh, you talked about your organization, you're specialized in HR, and
Yes.
you apply agile principles. But yeah, help me to understand what was the use case, what use cases you deal with, and how our apps, I think it's mostly as external share, help you with that.
Okay, so we've been using external share for conference for a long time now. It's one of our most loved app in the Atlassian marketplace. Because it helps us to share, especially to share content with people who are not users in our Atlassian platform. We deal with many customers, we deal with many people, with many external consultants, and as you know, it's not the best option for them to be part of our team. So we want to keep, we want to separate the two teams. So external share is an app that we use basically every day with different purposes, and especially to share marketing materials or to share documents, to share conference pages, to even to allow customers or clients or external consultants to be part of our team without being actually users of our Atlassian platform. So they can still collaborate with us, so they can share our way of working, because we base all of our operation on Confluence, on Jira, on all the Atlassian products. We got the whole company is on Atlassian, of course. So all the materials, all the information. And sometimes it's not useful if someone who is outside the company uses a different method, a different way of operating. We don't want to use email to share stuff. We trying to avoid email as much as we can, because as we all know, we are bombed with emails every day. I mean, at this right moment, probably I'm receiving, I don't know how many mails, we'll see. So we don't want to share, especially like sensitive content. We don't want to share all these things via attachments. So the best thing to do is to use external chat for Confluence. So in this way, we can create a customized link for them, and then the good thing is that we can customize the option around security, around privacy for them. So they can comment, they can of course download the materials, but they can give us their feedback on the same page as we are working.
Yeah, I think and I like that you say that it's the single source single source of truth, basically, rather than emails that can go in parallel. And if you have a distribution list with more people and someone is on CC, we all have been there. It's a nightmare. And with external share, you send out the link, they go straight to the page. They will do whatever they need to do or whatever you want them to do. I mean, as you said, you have full control about all the privileges and the security levels, and it's directly reflected on your Confluence or Jira instance. And that's I think that's a game changer. And I think that's especially in HR where you might have people joining on and off in negotiations, etc. I think that could be very helpful, I imagine.
Definitely, especially many people they don't remember where the information is, or it's very difficult to remember where the information was. So with an easy link that it always, of course, it's always updated with the content, because if you update your content pages every time, as you said, the only source of truth that a company is using, it's so much easier, because you can you share the link. The weight is nothing because it's a link, it's not an attachment, and they can still receive all the updates at real time. So yeah, definitely, it's like it saves a lot of time, saves a lot of money, saves a lot of energy as well.
Yeah, I think the time element is, and we will talk about onboarding a little bit later, but I think the time element is also critical, because to get people on and off your instance can also be a bit of a hassle. So that's great. And I also wanted to highlight that that all the information stays on Confluence. Basically, external share just reflects it to the outside, but we don't keep any data. So that's also from a data security standpoint really important. And it helps to bring everything into one place and reduce miscommunication. Please.
Another way in which we use the external share for Confluence is for marketing materials a lot, because we produce many case studies, we produce many papers, highlighting our solution, what we do, and usually we prepare a document, or we prepare a proper paper, to share. And sometimes it's very heavy because it contains a lot of images, a lot of graphics. So it's not like an easy document. It's not like a Word doc. So what we do is that we usually store all these case studies, all the marketing materials in our Confluence, and then we create a link with external share, and in our newsletters or in our posts on social media, etc., we just paste the link, so everybody can have access, and they can easily download the content from that, and it's amazing.
Yeah. That's a great use case as well for marketing reasons. Actually, that's also, I'm a marketing guy, so that's where we use it also heavily on our end. It's great to also work with external suppliers to give them some drafts, some ideas. So there's so many use cases there. Fantastic. How did you find out about external share or Warsaw Dynamics? Out of curiosity.
How? I think that it was one of the, to be honest with you, it was one of the most needed function that we had many years ago. And especially when we migrated everything into cloud, we needed something, we needed an add-on like that, Being part of the Atlassian ecosystem is very helpful, because you can ask for help. And in this case, it was our friend, Fabio Genovese, who suggested me the app. And that's how we started, basically. But it was it was very much needed, this type of add-on. That's why in all the projects that we develop for our clients, every time there is this issue, every time there is this topic about how can I share my content to someone else who is not part of my team. Because as I noticed, is that teams usually they just allow people to join their, I don't know, Google Drive or SharePoint or OneDrive, etc. But and without having like a real concern about security and
Absolutely.
everything.
Yeah.
So this is very worrying from my point of view, especially in terms of exactly data security or information leak, etc. So in this way, you can still work on your stuff and you can share and you can allow other people to work with you, at the same time not being part of your world. So you know it gives you the separation between the two roles, and it's very important. Another case study that I wanted to highlight, especially for the HR processes, in Italy we love documents, we love papers. Okay, we still have contracts, policies, documents that you have to sign. Okay. And sometimes when you hire someone, you got a list of documents that you have to share with this person, and it's not very useful, you know, to have all these documents attached to an email, because this person is not part of your team, so it's not a user. Okay, so it's before the proper hiring date. Okay, so in this case it's very useful, because in one page of Confluence or different pages of Confluence you can store the documents, the attachment for this person, and you can simply, you know, as I said, share the link, and then they will be able to download everything, will be able to sign, they will be able to upload it again. So, you know, basically in one page you can start and finalize your hiring process with no problems, and without consuming, of course, the licenses for users.
Yeah. And we touched a little bit on what are the alternatives. It's email, it's a shared drive, but then you also have the issue with versioning, which in our case, Confluence takes care of all of that. I think it's obvious, and I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but I think every Atlassian instance should have external share, because at some point it will be useful. It's like a toolbox you pull out. I mean, you guys obviously are heavy users, but I think everyone will have a situation where they just want to share something, even maybe with some manager or some external consultant, etc. So
definitely. And then, because talking, I'm thinking about different case studies, because the one that we use the most is for marketing purposes, or for like day-to-day task. But I'm thinking about even when you want to share a contract, like a commercial contract, you can set the expiry date of the link, so it gives you a security in this case, in this sense. You know that you can put like a deadline on the link, so the other person cannot access the link after the expiry date. I think that it gives you a sense of security as well. Safeness.
Absolutely. And please allow me to plug at this point that we also have an app called Contract Signature, which takes the whole signing procedure to another level. For some people, a comment under the document might be okay, but if you want to take it another level, and we can leave that to another session, but there's something called Contract Signature as well. Okay, in terms of onboarding, can you share a little bit about the process? How did you get familiar with the app? How difficult is it to get user using the app, etc.?
To set up the app is extremely easy, and I think that everybody in my company, I know that everybody in my company is able to use external share, to share documents. So it's very easy to go. It's a plug and play basically, because it's just download. Basically, it's download the app. Of course, allow Confluence to be connected with the app, with your instance. So in my case, it's gonna be, of course, it's someone who's got the admin permission to do that. And then we did a little bit of introduction in the team, but it was very easy, straightforward. So you just click on the icon, you know exactly what you have to do. And there are many options, so you can definitely customize your link. So you can allow comments, you can allow the external person to see your comments in the page. You can allow them to see the attachment, to download the attachment and to add the attachments. The other person can, of course, comment as well. You can set up a password as well. This is very important, especially for security. Because if you want to share some marketing materials, it's it's natural that you don't set up a password, because you want as many people as you can to access your material. But in terms of, for example, employment contracts, commercial contracts, or other sensitive documents, you may set up a password, because it's the easiest way to block not wanted viewers or users. So it's very simple. You set up the password and it's done. You set up the expiry date and then click on it and copy and paste the link. It's done.
Yeah.
Very easy.
I think in its simplest form, external share is very easy to onboard. And then we have different levels of security that you can take all the way up to SSO, and you can limit domains, IP ranges, and all of that. So there are definitely some advanced features also with the option to white label the page, where you can use your own branding, so it really looks like it is part of your brand. But yeah, in the end, it's as simple as installing the app and sharing the document via an email link. So yeah, appreciate that. And our support is always there for you and for everyone that is using the app. So if there's any challenge, we are always happy to support you guys.
The other good thing is that, in my opinion, another very, very good functionalities of the add-on is that you can share the children pages. So the good thing is that you may want to share like an entire section of your conference space. So in this case, you share a block of pages all connected, and it's super good. From this point of view, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you just don't share like one document or one page, but you can share like the whole, basically a page tree.
Yeah, you can show a whole space or one page with sub-pages or just a simple page. So there's very few limitations there really. We already talked about a few features that you like. Is there any other feature that you would like to highlight that you find especially valuable, or you want to share with other people that might be interested?
For us, it's amazing. For us, we use it daily. We use it daily, definitely. We use it in many activities, especially for marketing and all the commercial presentation that we have to do. We just use external share because it's very easy to go. The other good features that I want to highlight: you can create different link for the same page. So in this way, you can even address different link to different person. That's a good thing.
Yeah, actually different links with also different privileges, right? So you can give different people different access levels, etc. Maybe someone is just for information, the other one just wants to comment, and the other one wants to actively work on the document. So
definitely. So you just set up the link according to the person who is receiving it. So I think it's super useful.
Thanks for sharing that, Maria. And I get a sense that overall you think the user experience is quite good, and you find it useful. But nevertheless, I think it's also a good opportunity to talk about where do you think there's room for improvement? Is there some feedback where you think like, okay, we could, that's the one feature I was thinking about, and why don't you look into that, something like that?
What I noticed is that the app is linked to the page. And then, as I said, it's very good, especially if you want to share all the content of one space, you can do it. Okay, so it's basically sharing a space or sharing some children pages or section of the pages, which is extremely good. But sometimes you just want to share one document, one attachment. Okay, and in this case, I think that there is room for improvement. Why? Because whenever you want to share just one document, you have to create one page with one attachment. Because with external share, you can allow the person to enter in a page of Confluence, not to the attachment. Okay, not directly to the attachment. While developing these features, I think is very useful. So in this case, you can have one page as a team. You can have one page with all the attachments that you have, and then you can share just the attachments that you want to share with the people outside.
What I hear is that the process of sharing a single attachment on a page it could be improved.
Yes, because now what you have to do is you create a page and you add an attachment. Okay, so it's one page, one attachment. Let's say if you want to share just one attachment, okay, why it would be very useful to have one page with all the attachment, with all the documents that you want, especially if you want to share attachments or documents, okay, and you may select the attachment that you want to share, not the whole page, not the whole documents, that you have on that page. You just want to have a selection of the attachments that you want to share. I think that this is extremely useful.
Point taken. Thank you so much, Maria. I think it's a very specific use case, but I can totally see where you're coming from. Appreciate it. I will take it back to the team.
Yes.
Fantastic. So we talked a little bit about how you got to external share and how to get to know about it, how you use it. Maybe let's look a little bit into the future. What's next for DG Prolink? And where can people learn more about your services? Maybe you're looking, I think you're mainly serving Italy, but maybe you want to tell people where they can find you, where they can learn more about you. And maybe if external share plays a role in this, then we can talk about this as well.
All the people I'm in contact with, they receive a link from external share regarding all of our papers. So I think that all of my prospects already knows about the Atlassian platform and external share, because I keep sharing marketing material, case studies through external share. So I started the introduction to what we develop from the very beginning, So that's the first point. External share is part of our solution. So whenever we work with the clients and as I said, one of the most recurring question is, how can I share my content with someone who is working with me but is not part of the team? Mm-hmm. We've got the solution. So the good thing, I think that the role of a good consultant is to have the solution straight away. So in this case we have. So we feel very safe and secure using external share as a part of all the solution that we are selling. Okay, so I think that this is very good.
Maybe you can share some website or your preferred social channel or something where people can learn more about you.
Okay, definitely. So at the moment, we are working with many interesting projects, and we've got very interesting clients we're working with, and we're very proud of. Um, we're very active on social media, especially on LinkedIn and Instagram. So I'll invite you to follow us. So it's DG Prolink in both platforms. And if you want to visit our website, is www.dgprolink.it. And
I
if you
have to
want,
say, Italy
please,
must be the best country to have a IT company. I mean, that domain, that top level domain .it is brilliant.
do you think so?
Yes, I mean, for IT consultant company, it's brilliant. Anyway, we will leave all the links wherever we post this. I think we will put it on LinkedIn and also on YouTube. Leave all the links to you guys there. So if people are interested in your services, they can get in touch with you immediately. Other than that, Maria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me today. Grazie mille, è stato un piacere e alla prossima. See you next time.